Hi, and welcome to the Starship review, and today we are going to talk about how to use a LaserDisc player. Now, it may seem pretty straightforward, but there's actually quite a few things that you need to know before you actually attempt to operate one. So, let's get started. Alright, this one is a Pioneer CLD 980, and if you remember in our past episode, I believe it was episode 3, we actually briefly talked about this machine. The CLD 980, this one was manufactured, I believe, in November of 1990. And it works perfectly good. The only thing that I can't get it to do properly is to play audio CDs. I believe it may be an alignment issue, but other than that, it plays movies and CD videos perfectly fine. So I'm still trying to get that one figured out. So let's get started on this one. LaserDisc players, they vary per model. It depends on if you have an older top-loading one or one of the slide out ones like this one. So let me show you a basic operation. Over here we have the power button, which we are going to press and turn on, and it will come up on the screen. There's a light kind of in the way, so we'll turn that off in a minute when we demonstrate a movie. And over here you have your basic lights. You have a light here. I don't know if you can see that very well. It says CX system, and this red light over here says digital sound. And then over here we have your basic operations. I don't know how well you can see that. This one is your open and close button, and we're going to press that. And it is going to come right out. It's a very large tray. If you've never owned a LaserDisc player, this is probably the best training you're going to get. And, of course, it closes it. Your play pause button, which we will use to play and pause the movie. This is basically your skip buttons. Basically like with a DVD, how you can skip chapters, you can go back or go forward. You got your stop and then you get your intro scan. Now if you're like me, you have your Pioneer LaserDisc remote, which did not originally come with mine. I had to order it offline. I ordered it and a set of the instructions, which I've misplaced my instructions when I was moving some stuff around. It cost me about 10 bucks on eBay. And yeah, not bad. As you see, the remote has very similar functions, has some more stuff that you can't do with just the standalone machine. This one is actually a pretty basic model. So it's not like most. Some have the, what are they called? The Pioneer Elite models. And then you have some of the older style Disco Vision or Magnavox, or even you might have a slide out Sony model, which those are pretty nice too. And then they had some off-brands who made these players too, just like what they did with VCRs. But with the remote here, we have, if I can get the focus in, this is where you would do your chapter select and whatnot, which comes in handy. Like say you needed to go to chapter 6, you just press 6 and it would take you. And you have your scan, which basically is like fast forward and rewind. Your multi-speed, still, which displays a still image, and you have your audio monitor, your CX, audio digital analog, and then your TV LDP, and that's basically how that works. The only buttons, the main buttons you need to know is these here and these two buttons here to operate your machine, and of course these down here, your chapter select. These buttons you don't really have to worry as much about if you're just wanting it to watch movies. Now if you run like a sound system or something, they may come in handy, but Other than that, they're pretty, you just pretty much have to know these to operate the machine and the buttons on the front of the machine. Now let's try a movie in it. We're going to go over here. I have a copy of Stargate, which will serve as our demo copy. Well, our copy for this demonstration. And let me slide that out of here. Excuse the camera movement for a minute. It's kind of hard to slide discs out with. And you get a close-up of the instructions. Here we go. This is a LaserDisc if you haven't seen one. If I can get it out there. One momento, please. Everything probably just went black for you for a minute. There we go. Sorry about that. And we have our LaserDisc, which is this giant DVD pretty much. And you're going to have to go back there for a second. And we're going to unload this, and there is a slipper in the way. Okay, here's the proper way. You want to hold your LaserDisc like this, if you're doing it one-handed, as such. And then we're going to gently set it on the tray, as such. Make sure that it is firmly in place, and then we're going to press our open-close button. And then, if you're using the front, you're going to press play, but for this sake, we're going to show you the remote. We're going to press play. It's going to start. It's blinking play on the front. And we're going to turn this light off to get a better view. And it's going to go chapter 1, and this is going to display. And of course, this is the warning that's on all videos. And we have our basic operation. So this is Stargate 1994 on LaserDisc. There's a lamp behind me, so there may be a glare on the screen. This pretty epic THX opening. So we're going to go ahead and pause that. And that's pretty much how you basically operate a LaserDisc player. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and next time we'll discuss something else awesome. If you have any suggestions for more LaserDisc videos, feel free to share them in the comments below, and I'll see you next time.